Good evening, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about how do you reset. In this modern time, it's so easy to get attached to things. Sometimes we're very productive, we're excited, and we do a lot of things, and we continue to go, we push, and we strive, and things are looking great. And on the other hand, sometimes things are not going so well. We can be in a slump, we cannot feel good, and then it can go the other way. Wherever you are, it's okay. However, one of the things that we need to focus on is how do you reset yourself to come back to neutral, to this 0 point, to this starting point. And for me, this is what I wanted to talk about. And the lens that I wanted to discuss from is through the lens of the monastery. And for us, and what I appreciate so much about monkhood, is that in our schedule, in our community, we have a system that is built in. So again, this video is not to convince you to become a monk, nothing like that, but really to use the wisdom that we practice here that you can use in your daily life. But in our schedule, for us, there is a daily, weekly, monthly, or another way of saying it is a short-term and long-term way of resetting ourselves. And some of the things that we do is on a daily basis that helps us to get back to zero, to get back to grounding ourselves and restarting, is with evening chanting and meditation. In the daytime, we're busy as well. We have the chores that we have to do. We have many activities in the monastery and many responsibilities, and we do what we have to do. But at the end of each day, then for us is when we know it's time for evening chanting, when we're sitting in meditation, then that gives us a moment to just let go. Yes, I get it. You have many duties and many work, but for now, don't worry about it. Yes, you're attached to it. Yes, you want to go back to it, but this structure that we have tells us stop. For this moment, it's done, and let's start to clean. So for us, we have this buffer every single day, whether you want to go evening chanting or meditation, it doesn't matter, but do it every day. But this is one way that we are able to reset ourselves, get back to neutrality. Another way that we reset ourselves, and this one is my favorite. As you can see, I'm bald. Yesterday was our hair shaving, and for a Buddhist monk in the Theravada tradition, we shave our heads every 2 weeks. So this is on a Buddhist holiday. And what I love about this is mentally for me, when I shave my head, I just feel like I'm letting go. I'm letting go of any of the stressors. I'm letting go of any of the worries or the projects that I have, but as each blade that is touching my head is just a practice of saying, okay, come back to this present moment, clean yourself and start fresh. And having no eyebrows, having no hair for me, I just feel like a baby monk again. Brand new person, brand new mindset and mentality, and I just feel clean. And that's why for me, I've just learned how to train myself, where no matter what is happening in my life, no matter how busy I am, now this every 2 weeks, come back here, clean yourself up, and again, restart and reset. And another way that we have that helps us to reset is monthly. And monthly for us in many monasteries is that all the monks come together. And one of the monks will recite, and again, this is for Theravada tradition, they will recite the 227 rules that we follow. And this is through a chanting. And it's so impressive. And the monks will memorize this. And they will chant it so quickly. And sometimes it will last from 25 minutes all the way to 40 minutes, depends on how fast that they can chant. And having participated in an activity like this with the Sangha community or the monastic community, for us is quite sacred. And sacred because as we're listening to these chantings, it gives us one more opportunity to reflect. What does it mean to be a Buddhist monk? How have you been living for the past 30 days? Were you following the rules? How was your standards and discipline? How was your training? How were your habits? What was your mind like? But this is an opportunity to reflect, to contemplate, and then the next month, we get to start fresh again. So these are just 3 things off of the top of my head, but we have so many different types of practices. But for me, I just wanted to highlight these 3 because one is just short term, every single day. This is how we reset. Every 2 weeks with the hair shaving, again, this is embedded in our schedule. And then another one is with the chanting of the rules. This gives us a big framework and long term. Now, coming back to you, take the wisdom. Do you then, my question to everyone who is watching is, do you have a way that you can reset on a daily basis, on a short-term basis, and then on a long-term basis? But I just wanted to share some of the things and some of the tips that may be helpful. So if it is helpful, please use it. And some of the things I may not mention, but it's okay, but because everyone is different. But here are just some ideas that you can use and then you can practice. Have an evening routine. This may sound so simple and not important, but for me, it is very important, and it's a first line of defense. Every single day, like I said, you're going to interact with so many people, so many projects, so many media and things in our culture that will taint the mind. And this is one buffer to help you come back to zero, come back to neutrality. And if possible, then create some kind of structure for yourself. I know when we meet with some of the retreat participants here and they're talking about the evening routine that they have back in their lay life, some of the things that are helpful for them is that they also do some kind of meditation. Some people mention that they will have a ritual where they take a bath, a warm bath. So again, that is their cue to start to slow down. Some people will drink a cup of tea. Some people will then turn off their technology, even light a candle. But whatever it is that you have to do that will remind yourself that the day is coming to a close. Let's put a pause, find this small moment to just reset. Again, may feel like it's nothing and not important, but for me, it is quite important. So if possible, let's try this. Have time to be alone, to contemplate, to reflect and just take out all the noise. We always need to decompress. Like I said, all those things that you engage through the day, it's gonna be logged into your mind and your memory. And for us, we just need to have a moment to just get still and to see how your day was, how the week was. Are you on track to achieving your goals? Are you balanced in your life? Are you happy? Are you peaceful? Are you going the right direction? And these are some of the things that we need to always come back to. So again, make time to be by yourself. And this does not have to be long. It could be a few minutes. It can just be a breath. Take time, turn off the lights, be alone, isolate yourself from people, and then just come back to this present moment. Engage in a spiritual activity. One of the things that was so helpful for me before becoming a monk, and again back in my lay life, was going to the meditation center in Azusa, California. This was very key to my overall mental well-being because I went every 2 weeks. And for myself, as I set it into my schedule where I made it a practice where I'm gonna drive. It was about 2.5 hours, 3 hours from San Diego. And I would drive to the center. This is where I would offer food to the monks. This is where I would sit and meditate with the monks to hear spiritual teachings and the Dhamma and the wisdom. It just filled me up and it was just a beautiful experience. Then after lunch for myself, I would drive all the way back home. And this process for me took the whole day. But in my schedule was I would allot this time, and anything that came up for myself schedule wise, I would not let it interfere with this because it was my time. And again, I trained myself to have this ritual where this was my time to relax, my time to decompress. And it was a ritual that was set into the overall schedule, and it kept me so balanced and it kept me so grounded. So regardless of whatever tradition you're from, it doesn't matter. But if you're Christian, go to church. If you're Muslim, go to a mosque or whatever tradition that you belong to. Go to a temple, go to a retreat, anything that is helpful for you to connect back to yourself and also to your spiritual practice. But having something like this will always naturally just reset you, and like I said, will get you back to ground zero. Deep cleaning. I'm not sure where everyone is watching this video from, but in America we have something called spring cleaning, and it's associated with springtime. But for our family, for us, is we used to always have this deep clean where we clean everything in our house, in our car, everything that surrounds us. But cleaning is such a powerful tool. And for those who are watching, you do not have to wait till spring. Depending on your schedule and what is needed, then try to incorporate some kind of strategic ritual or a habit of cleaning where you just declutter everything. Imagine setting a time, I don't know, a week, every 2 weeks, and for yourself or your whole family, you can do it as an activity, but let me clean the refrigerator, deep clean. Let me clean the bathroom, let me do the laundry, the closet, the garage, the backyard, your car. There are so many things, but imagine if you took an allotted time and set the intention where, you know what, whatever has been happening, again, my mind is clouded and my life has a lot of clutter, then symbolically, let's clean everything. And for us in the monastery, we know that when you clean your outside world, it automatically cleans your inside world. So your mind will be pure. So as you're cleaning, imagine your mind is purifying, your mind is cleaning, your mind is letting go of the things that you're attached to, and it will make it more bright. So this is one way, if you can, plan it into your schedule where automatically it will reset your mood, will reset your mindset, and just your overall mentality. And when you can have space that will open up, it will just make you more free, and then we can start over again the following day. But take time to clean, and to clean deeply while training yourself at the same time. And the last tip I have for you is to rest. I have a friend who I'm very close with, but this friend, I'm not gonna name her, but she's very busy. She has a hectic lifestyle, or used to have a very hectic lifestyle, and was always going, always productive, never resting, and non-stop. Anytime I spoke to her, she had a new project. She had many things, juggling everything, and she would present them to me. And the inside joke that we have, I would always laugh in a friendly way, but then I would always tell her, just rest. Hearing what you have going on and the activity that you're engaged in, I'm not even doing it and I'm exhausted, So then with the same thing for those who are at home, who are watching, is really find a time to rest and veg out a little bit, no activity. And I know we talked about alone time, but this is different in that you're actually resting mentally, physically, emotionally. Rest. Slow down and get still. What's so interesting now with our culture and our society at the moment is we have weekends, we have Saturdays, Sundays off, and again, your schedule may be different, but we have some time off. But do you actually have time off? And when I speak with so many people, they struggle because even on their time off, they have birthdays, they have weddings, they have parties. I want to meet with friends. I have more meetings. I have different activities, and I get it. But if you can, depending on your schedule, again, find some time to just fully rest. And this is another way that you'll be able to charge for yourself and reset. But if you can, then plug it in to your schedule. At this moment in time, I'm going to turn everything off and fully rest. So there you have it. These are just some of the random tips that popped into my mind. But I know everyone's lifestyle is different. I know your schedule is different. But for me, I just wanted to offer the wisdom and the training that we have in the monastery, hopefully to inspire you to create and utilize something like this specifically for yourself and for your situation. But always, if you can, find time to reset. And that is on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, or whatever is needed. But this part is so important. The type of work that you're doing, the type of work that you have the potential of doing is waiting for you and it's out there, and we need you. All of you are so important. But in order to do that kind of work then we need to rest. We need to reset. Sometimes we can go off course. Sometimes we can get lost in the mix, and that's fine, and that is normal. But this is just a gentle reminder to get everyone come back to recharge and recoup. But hopefully this is helpful. But as always, sending you all my blessings from Thailand. Hope you're all well and safe. Take care. Satu.